think we should watch this.
There has got to be more to this.
I think we should watch this. 10-minute video while the dog is spinning. This has to be the top ADHD type of stream you could ever witness in your whole life. Like, he just adds the ADHD-ness aesthetic into this stream. Come on, boys, we need to watch this. Let's see why they dumped Chris Paul, aka C3PO.
Chris Paul's story. You do not just cut maybe the franchise goat at 3 a.m. on a Tuesday.
How you doing overseas,
Remember,
by the way?
He just announced his retirement. This was supposed to be his storybook ending. Instead, he gets sent home in the middle of the night, other side of the country. Something went terribly wrong here. Well, now we know what happened. Reports have come out, but the Clippers are still being mysterious about this when all the signs point to one thing in particular that must have happened. But to put into context how crazy this is, Chris Paul is probably the best.
Okay, chat, I'm scared. Okay, chat, give me a sec. Because the dog is gone and he's been farting all day, he might need to go outside. Give me a sec, chat.
To have his jersey retired and be the first Clipper. Chris Paul is probably the best player in franchise history. Who's going to be the first Clipper ever.
Is that a true statement or what? Is he the best club? Is he the best franchise in history?
To have his jersey retired, and this is how they treat him.
Okay,
oh, and he didn't even want this. The Athletic reported this didn't come from Chris Paul.
So we need to watch a highlight from him again. I remember watching him from Lob City, if I'm stand corrected. Let me know, chat. But I felt like he was just like the second man. Like he was that guy that like, yeah. Give me the ball, I'm passing it to you, do your lob. You know what I'm saying? Do your dunk.
At all. I mean, just a few days ago on his IG, he posted, talking about how great Lob City was. Like, man, I'm proud to be a Clipper. Then his very next post was, yeah, I just found out I'm being sent home. What happened? Man. But my hometown Houston Rockets really settling in without a point guard. Now, I want to get out of the house, especially with how cold it is outside. And what better place than indoors at a Rockets game to see a guy like Reed Shepherd in action? Well, that's why I want to give sponsor of today's video, CTK, World Cup ticket. But it's still...
Bro, you can't, bro. I've been doing this shit for too long, bro. You can't do, no, shut up.
Code AMHoops10 is with Chris. Lawrence Frank put out a statement. Saying, we are parting ways with Chris. He will no longer be with the team. We will work with him on the next step of his career. So technically, he is not being cut. He's just being sent home while they figure out a trade or possibly a buyout. So this is not the end for Chris Paul. And I want to make one thing very clear.
So basically, he's the bad dump out of the fruit. The bad bunch out of the tree. Because he's so toxic, maybe. I don't know. Because from the first video, I heard that he's been criticizing and the coach and him is not speaking. So what I'm getting from this, the environment is so tense. We don't even want you around us anymore. That's what the coach is basically saying. Until we finish our tour, go home, warm up, and shut up.
Blaming Chris Paul on the performance.
Yeah, this season right now, I've heard, they're not doing very good. I've heard they're not really doing very good. Let me put the light down a little bit because it's looking like that. I'm shining like an angel, bro. Yeah, I've heard that this season they're not really doing well, but James Harden is there, so there's hope.
Accept responsibility for the record we have right now. There are a lot of reasons why we've struggled. We are grateful for the impact Chris has made on the franchise. Oh, he hit him with it's not you, it's me. But people are like, I'm genuinely confused on what the Clippers are doing, or very surprised by the Clippers parting ways with Chris Paul. Really? This is actually what they do to bad old players. Like 2022, traded Eric Bledsoe after half a season, never played an NBA game again. 2023, same with John Wall, never played.
Clippers, hinky shit has been happening to the Clippers, right? With the CEO and the wife, and the CEO saying bullshit, and then he got leaked. Yeah, I didn't watch 1 second of NBA or basketball, not even a clip at that time. But I already knew about the Clippers situation, so it looks like the Clippers are cursed. Clippers curse. Yeah, that's what it is, bro. The Clippers are cursed.
The game again. 2024 dumped Russ despite him saying he wanted to continue with the team.
Oh, they just don't know how to handle their players. Yeah, maybe that. It's just not a good establishment over there.
Same year, sent PJ Tucker home, basically never played again. But Chris Paul ain't done. Wouldn't it be great if OKC signed him and won the title? Then got the Clippers pick after the season. That would be the ultimate slap in the face. But the real comparison here is what they did to the other Lob City legend, Blake Griffin. So Blake signed a max with them summer of 2017, but it wasn't a guarantee. He had meetings with the Suns and the Nuggets all lined up, but he canceled because of the Clippers pitch. Set up a Blake Griffin museum where they had stations set up reminding him of different stages of his life with the Clips. Had a fake jersey.
Okay, so they done the nostalgia method. They done the nostalgia method. Yeah. You know when you can tap into niggas' psychology, you've won them all over already, bro. You've won them already, bro.
The retirement ceremony and the shirt. Have you seen this shirt? Employees wore shirts comparing Blake to pioneers like Martin Luther King, Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, Albert Einstein! Gandhi! Of course!
And Gandhi. Basically saying, oh, you're not just one of the most important Clippers ever, you're one of the most important people. So he signed. And a few months later, they were like, never mind, send you to Detroit. What? What happened to Gandhi?
You're lying.
So no.
You're lying. Yeah, Clippers, yeah, get out. Clippers, you're taking a piss out of your own. What are you doing? So what happened is when the players are not performing as the way they want to, is this one, isn't it? Is this one. Because, like, what are you doing? Clippers might be mathematically the most mid team in the mid NDA of NBA history. So, what the fuck? No, you are stinking the place. Get out. Please get out. Please get out. Oh my days. No chat. There's no windows in here. Sorry that I had to shout at my dog like that, but he's stinking the whole place up. Oh my days! Yo, I thought I died for a second. Yo! This nigga's just farting up the place up. What's wrong with him? I took him outside though. He just went for a wee. Are you taking a piss out of me? So if he shits in the living room, chat, I'm ending live and there's a Royal Rumble in the living room with me and Cash. Constantly okay, never truly horrible, never actually good. So they're just them ones, innit? They're just They're 6'7". 6'7"? No? Okay.
No wonder Blake refused to shake Steve Ballmer's hand when he returned to LA. This is how they treat franchise legends. So before we get to why Chris was sent home, is it just possible that Steve Ballmer is a bad owner? I mean, think about his decision.
Is it the CEO chat? Is it this one? Or is it the one before him? Because I know that one of them got leaked.
He has made. Traded a future MVP in SGA and 8 picks for Kawhi Leonard, Paul George.
Wait.
Made an under...
Wait. That was too quick. A future MVP. How the fuck did you know he was a future MVP? How did we get to that conclusion, chat? How the fuck did we know he was a future MVP? Did he get the MVP at the end? Or not? OKC turned one Clippers gamble into an MVP and championship and the league's most lopsided trade. The worst trade of all time. Paul George to the Clippers, OKC Thunder got SGA and massive package. So was SGA in the Clippers? What? Wait. My brain just like... Wait. So, SGA wasn't on the Clippers. Please, let me know, chat. Just confirm for me. How the dynasty came from that trade? What the fuck? Yo, I need to watch a video on that. Chat, we're watching that tomorrow. I don't give a fuck. What the fuck? You know how pissed I would be? As a CEO! Oh! Why? Why though? Why did... Oh, I got so many questions, my French.
picks for Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, made an under-the-table shady deal with Kawhi and aspiration that could end in disaster, has backstabbed both franchise legends. At some point, it doesn't matter how much money you have.
But was he like one of those random players where you could see the growth, the space for improvement, the space to be that fucking aura god? Okay, let me stop. Oh my days, I'm gonna end stream, bro, because I'm doing way too much. He got good handles. Oh, is it? That's what he had? Okay.
Especially in this second apron era. If dude piles on this much proof, maybe he's the next.
Look, he's red. There's a reason why he's bald, bro, because Clippers are killing him.
Next James Dolan Vivek
as good as he got. That's a beautiful story. That's low-key beautiful story. I love that. Not the underdog. He didn't even see it coming. He just came like a fucking bulldozer. Won the fucking championship. Got the MVP. Shut the fuck up. And Cash, get out, please. Cash, get out, please. Thank you. Yo, this guy needs to shit out what he has in his stomach before he can come in here. Or he can do all the farting upstairs and then he can come downstairs. Because you're not ruining my vibe.
Why did they do this now? Why did this happen at 3 a.m. on a Tuesday night in Atlanta? Well, we know Chris has looked old, but can you believe that he actually played and started all 82 last year for the Spurs?
Oh no.
That would have been an awesome way to retire.
Yeah.
But this season, pretty quick, Ty Lue said things are different. CP never got a start, then started getting DNPs.
I can't lie, he's looking a bit chubby though. Or is that how his build was though? Was his build always like this?
Game number 9. Totally.
Like he's looking like a Somalian. No, I didn't mean it like that. But you know, like those Somalians when you play in the cage or you play in the park, and there's always that one Somali that is just so thick, yeah, but he moves quickly, like Abdul Shuffle. Whoever knows who Abdul Shuffle is, they just move so quick, but the build is just so. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like C-3PO over here.
Healthy, just not playing. Probably pissed Chris off, and weird things started to happen. First, he basically announces a farewell tour without actually saying it. Okay. This post says, hey, grateful for this last one, but did you know that Chris has never actually acknowledged this or even spoken to the media since that post? Then last week, he posted this on IG. The definition of leeway. Why? Like, players...
You know what I love about NBA players? They're just so expressive, man. And you know why? It's full of niggas. I don't give a fuck, I've said it. Yeah. This is our... Yeah. It's full of niggas. And I've got... Yo, you know when I went to uni, I should have done a study with football and NBA. I should have done a study. And bro, I would have got probably a star. Yeah, I would have got a star because the way I would have just broke that fucking franchise down piece by piece. Oh man, nah, bro, the football is just like, yeah. But I can't lie, football right now is moving nuts. Yo, there's like 13 teams and there's a 7. Alright, there's 13. Okay, there's 20 teams in the league. But there's 13 teams in that league that has got a 7 in between the two. In between the 7, the team. Bro, that shit is tight. Yo, looking good right there, man. Looking good. This is what we need. And we're in Christmas. We're halfway through the season. So, yo, it could be for anyone. Literally, it could be anyone's season.
Don't have enough leeway. We need a new coach. Or the organization gives Kawhi too much leeway, which we know is the truth. Who knows? But the answer most likely is the coach.
Okay.
When Ty Lue started sitting Chris Paul while healthy, dude had enough. They had such a falling out that ESPN reports the player and coach hadn't spoken in weeks. But meanwhile, Chris was speaking to everyone else in the organization. Remember, this is a team that is a terrible 5-16, and the 12-time All-Star was vocal in holding management coaches and players accountable, and I'm sure that was so much fun. But CP has always been one of the more difficult people to deal with in the NBA. A long history of clashing with teammates and being extremely hard on people.
He's one of those guys, but I feel like we should also like put into consideration when you're in a team that's like a bit higgy, up and down, it's not consistent, and there's good players on there, it's gonna be clashes in there. It's gonna be niggas that are gonna be like, yo, what the fuck is going on? And there's gonna be a guy that's an absolute D-head. But you need that. What the fuck? You need a dickhead in your team. For him to say, you've been a bitch, you've been a bitch, and you've been a bitch. Now come on. Or what? Are we just too soft for that now? I don't get it. Let me know.
People around him. From Blake Griffin to DeAndre Jordan to James Harden. Multiple stars have had big issues with his demanding personality. Big issues.
Well, but Michael Jordan was like that. Okay, let me relax, because C3PO is not Michael Jordan. But like, come on, boys. Like, this is, okay, say.
DeAndre Jordan to James.
Chris Paul versus Blake Griffin. Beef explained inside strained relationship between Clippers teammates. Chris Paul screams at confused DeAndre Jordan to shoot game winner. Oh, say you swear. I need to watch this. I need to watch this. I need to watch this. And there's a video as well. Videos in capital letters. This is how you know that. Yeah, shit hit the fan. Report. James Harden, Chris Paul had a verbal exchange in locker room in Game 6 loss. Shit. Yo, this guy's beefing everyone. And these are the big time players. Yeah, that's a tricky one, you know. These are big time players that you need in your team. These are the big time players that you need to have. You need them to have a good mind space for them to play well. And if a shit like Chris Paul is keep picking and poking, yeah, maybe. But I don't know. I wasn't there, so we don't know how it was.
Harden. Multiple stars have had big issues with his demanding personality. In fact, these are words reporters have used to describe the CP3 experience throughout the year. Woj called him incredibly demanding and unforgiving of mistakes. Okay. Zach Lowe said he's brutal and overbearing.
Let me play with him and let's see. Let's do a one-on-one. Let me play with him though. Let me see the attitude that he brings onto the court. And let's see if he can handle this shit that I put onto the court. Yeah. Come on, boys. Yo, I feel like we need niggas like this in sport though. We need dickheads in sport though. Maybe he's too much of a dickhead, but I want to see how much of a dickhead he is. I feel like we need those characters in sport. I think we do. That's my opinion, though. Amick
called him high maintenance and exhausted. JJ Redick said on his podcast...
Imagine calling a human being exhausted. You know what exhausting is? Exhausting is when you're coming from a shift, 8 hours, 9 hours, 12-hour shifts. You get home, you sit down, you're exhausted. So imagine another human being saying, yo, just being around you is doing a 12-hour shift. Yeah, safage.
This just rides guys endlessly and is not easy. In fact, DeAndre Jordan, one of the most...
Is he good? Let me know. Is he good? Is DeAndre Jordan good? That was a good dunk from him.
Well-liked, easygoing guys in the NBA desperately wanted off the Clippers to get away from Chris Paul. Now, the front office guy, Lawrence Frank, just said to the media, there wasn't...
Okay, all right. Is that all he had? Did he have any explosiveness? Did he have any, you know what I mean? Any ça passe? Any sachet quoi? Anything? Did he have anything about him?
A single incident that led to the breakup, but that smells like BS. Why? Because of the timing. So, when did this mysterious breakup just happen? Hours after the Clippers got embarrassed in Miami. Okay. The Heat went on a 32 run at one point.
Oh, wow. 95-62. Wow, that is crazy numbers.
And the player they stupidly decided to let go, Norm Powell, dropped 30. So they were embarrassed. Okay. And right then, I am sure Chris said something to someone. And they were like, you know what? Enough with this guy. Yeah. I mean, it is one thing if he's the best player on our team to talk like this and kick us while we're down. But to make a miserable season even worse from a bench player, of course.
Okay, so now the dynamic is different. Okay, the dynamic is different now. He's not Michael Jordan in this bitch. Yeah, man. Yeah. He's not Michael Jordan, so he's not allowed. He can't get away with being the character he is. Okay, I'm understanding it now. I'm understanding it now. So shut up if you're not doing what you keep telling your teammates to do. Spitting in this bitch.
That's what happened. It's been his entire career. I'd be shocked if that isn't exactly what happened. Why else would you do this at 3 a.m. 2,000 miles from home? No particular incident, yeah, right.
It might be a
but
good
still,
assistant,
the Clippers
though.
are facing a ton of backlash for
morale
this.
guy.
So what
I don't
happens
know.
next? Well, LA is easily the most disappointing team in the NBA this year. Not only were they expected to do well, but it seems like
LA Lakers. Who you talking? Who is he talking about? LA what? What? The Clippers are LA. Wait, what? How many LA niggas is there? Wait, is he talking about LA Lakers?
all of their old guys hit a wall at exactly the same time. They are second to last in the West right now, but their pick is going to OKC. A lot of people talk like trading James Harden is going to do anything, but it won't. The only thing they can do is ride this out until 2027. That is when Kawhi and Harden come off the books, and then they could try to pivot to a new generation.
Yeah, I feel like that. Chat, what do you think? What do you think? Do you think that's a yeah, maybe because they're getting old. You can't beat time. Time just keeps going. So obviously niggas gonna get old. Niggas gonna have broken bones. Niggas gonna have gray hairs. Niggas gonna have bad knees. Niggas will have shorter lives. Yeah, safe.
But until then, it is going to be a miserable time as a
it'll be sad. It will be sad for them to leave, though.
Clipper fan. And this latest situation, honestly, not a surprise for the most cursed team in the NBA. But what about
you? Cursed Clippers, man. I've been saying this.
Some good news. Okay, hands down, the breakout player of the season so far.
Okay, damn, you left the good news to the end. All right, safe.
Is Deni Avdija. Kid's also, by the way, on like the cheapest contract in the league because he was supposed to be a. And this latest situation, honestly, not a surprise for the most cursed team in the NBA. But what about some good news? Okay, hands down, the breakout player of the season so far is Deni Avdija. Really? Kid's also, by the way, on like the cheapest contract in the league
so that's
because he was supposed to be a role player. So how did he go from that underrated to the best guy on a team pushing for the playoffs in the West?
Okay, safe. Potato, pepper, onion, bacon, eggs is the perfect meal. Yo, make me some, please. That sounds nice. I'm hungry. FaceTime merchant. What the hell is a FaceTime merchant, bro? I've never heard of that in my life. Yeah, that's crazy, man. But R.I.P. Chris Paul. Let's hope that he can relive his legacy in a different role in NBA. If not, GG's, man.
Lady is saucy enough, lovely enough, getting money out of the